Transit Sports TV. We are back again. Our weekend preview, week 3 of the Premier League. Looking at the fixtures is, in fact, this season is serving us exactly how we wanted as fans. From week 1, it's been excitement, it's been banter, it's been surprising results, and whatever you have. Today, I have the regular musketeers, I call them, and one of the what's the word now? One of the old timers on Transit Sports TV. Chima is back in the studios today. Chelsea is back. Chima is back, and of course, my brother, man like Ify and Osborne, are here to do justice to this weekend's preview. We have Chelsea at home to Fulham. We have United playing at home to Burnley, and of course, Tottenham hosting Bournemouth. And the biggest game of the weekend, Liverpool hosting Arsenal at home. So, guys, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, guys. Transit TV, this is Chima back at it again. I'm the happiest man in the world. Chelsea is it. Whenever Chelsea is playing well, I'm happy. I eat good meal. I celebrate watching the game. I'm here to discuss Chelsea and other things. Welcome and good to see you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good to see you, bro. Always good to see you. Man, like if you're back again to the studios, your fans want to hear from you.
I mean, it's always good to be on live. At least today's one is 2-2, 2 Chelsea, 2 Arsenal. You know, I've been bullied before, 2-1, 2 Arsenal, 1 Chelsea. So I believe today is going to be fire. So I'm glad to even see Chima on it, and we can dissect Chelsea and have a good one. But yeah, obviously, it's man like Ify, one of the faces that run the place. I'm here. We'll talk. What you saying though? You all right?
Yes, Osborne, we're live again. Back to see you, bro. See you.
Nice to be here. Nice to see our regular faces. Chairman, man like Ify. It's gonna be fun today. When you have two Chelsea stalwarts in the house. Let's have some fun.
Yes, and you know, Chelsea fans are always Chelsea fans. You can, I think there is an initiation they do for all Chelsea fans. They show up the same way.
Oh gosh.
They show up the
I
same
love
way.
that. I love that language.
Different mothers, different fathers, but whenever they show up, is exactly the same. Yes, we're starting with Chelsea, obviously, playing at home with Fulham. Chelsea right now is 4th on the table. Fulham's 13th. Fulham has 2 points, 2 draws. You remember last weekend they held Manchester United to a 1-1 draw. Their first game as well was a draw, and Chelsea have 1 draw, 1 win. Chelsea has scored Chelsea has scored how many goals? The first one was 4.
5 goals.
5 and 2.
5-1.
5-1.
5-1, yeah. So and Fulham, the last 6 meetings between these two teams, Chelsea has won 3 times and Fulham has won once and 1 draw. So if you're going by the recent history between the both of them, it looks like it's going to be a tight one. Last season, they both beat each other 2-1 away from home. Fulham beat Chelsea in Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea beat Fulham at Craven Cottage. Yeah, man like Ify, how are you looking at this one coming up?
We're going for vengeance. We're going to destroy Fulham. You remember, like you said, they beat us in Stamford Bridge, and that's the first time they've ever done that in more than 40 years, donkey years. So I think right now we're out for revenge. You know, we're going to put them in their place. They remember the status quo. There's only one London team. Blue is the color, and obviously with the firepower we have, with what we did to our West Ham London rivals, Fulham, which is our rivals, our local derby, they probably be getting it. It's going to be fireworks. I'm always going to be honest about Chelsea's chances. I fear for the defense, the goalie. I don't know why we're not signing. I don't know why the board is not going out for Donnarumma, to be honest. Like, he wants to leave PSG. Like, Chelsea has Champions League football. That's a criteria to get a top goalie like Donnarumma. And he's in his prime right now. I think he's 26. Yeah, he's 26. He will be a perfect fit for Chelsea. He's been in Milan. He's been in PSG. He's done it, won it everywhere. So I don't understand the new director or his own direction. Sanchez cannot take us to the promised land. He can't take us to the next level. So I really worry about that defense, because come December, you know how the games come thick and fast. So we're really going to struggle. But up front, the firepower is there, man. I'm loving up front. So
Yeah,
we have to.
The thing is that most times we fans, we forget that this transfers, like they always say, has to happen between three people, three groups, or three parties. The player, the team selling, the player's team, and the team buying. Chelsea might want Donnarumma, but does he want Donnarumma? Nobody knows. Sometimes they might also want him and he wants to come, but they don't need to pay what he's going to pay. Looking at Chelsea's module now, maybe Donnarumma doesn't look like a player they will sell to make money in 2 seasons to come, and he's going to demanding an arm and leg. Chelsea presently are doing very cheap payroll, so probably that's what's stopping them from going for Donnarumma.
No. I disagree.
Yeah.
Listen,
go ahead.
We're Chelsea. Anything money cannot do, more money will do it. We're Chelsea.
No, I'm not talking about sign-on fee. I'm talking about salary. Chelsea are not paying that much.
Exactly my point. Anything money cannot do.
That's not the module. I'm not saying you don't have money, but I'm talking about how they are operating right now. They're not paying players to 120, 150 is
the thing is
this. Going.
Yeah. Like I said, if Chelsea can spend big bucks on players like João, Estavio, Gittins, yeah, and Hato from Ajax, why won't you spend top bucks for a goalie?
Man, like, if you may I come in here?
The thing is that you're not listening. I'm talking about salary, weekly wages. I'm not talking about sign-on fee.
Yeah, but the weekly wages would always be agreed with the club. It has
not the club, even the player. That's what I'm telling you. That Chelsea module right now, they're not playing players. They're playing 120, 110. They're almost asking for 300,000 a week.
Listen, yeah. The fact that he's asking for it does not mean it cannot be negotiated, and that will be done between the agent, the club, and the player.
He's not backing down. That's what he wants. That's why he's doing PSG.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay.
Yeah, there are other incentives. You see, money might not be everything. There are other incentives. Is it going to be comfortable? We are going into a World Cup year. Remember, next year is the World Cup. So if he chooses to remain on the bench or not even in the starting 11 with PSG and playing in the reserves, his place at the World Cup is not guaranteed. So he has to also factor that. Do you get what I'm saying? All right, go on, Odu. I'm hearing you.
Reggie's point is that he's talking about salary and not transfer fee, which is well documented. That I think 2 years ago or so, after this new regime from Chelsea came in, they decided to peg their salaries at a particular range, and they've refused to go over that range. So I think I understand that it might be something that may block someone like Donnarumma joining Chelsea, because not that they don't have the money to pay him, but they have a policy of paying within a certain range. If you're over that range, then you have to either agree to fall into that range or they move on, right? So that's what I think may be happening here.
Okay,
Chima, and as for his
Chima, can't help me. This man's are not understanding my point.
Chima, let me ask Chima.
Can I finish?
Can I finish? Oh God, finish.
Yeah, and as for his national team position, Donnarumma, as long as he's playing for a club, whether he's on the bench or not, is the number one goalkeeper for Italy.
You don't know that.
There's nobody comes. No, tell me who exactly now will collect the shirt from Donnarumma.
Who knew
Yeah.
who knew Courtois? Who knew Courtois would be on exile for Belgium? You don't know that. Nothing is guaranteed in football.
So exactly, it just depends on who is in charge of the national team. Yeah, he's by far the best and the most high-profile goalkeeper that Italy has, right? So I'm not saying that they cannot field somebody else, but I'm saying that as long as he's available and doesn't have a personal beef with the coach, even if he's on the bench for another club, they'll most likely field him. Right?
Okay.
I don't know what if he's it's not as if he doesn't have option. Manchester City are ready to pay the money. United are ready to pay the money. So if he comes to that, he has options. That's where Chelsea has issue. And that's why Chelsea is not even trying, because they know that there are people who are competing for him as well who are ready to pay the bucks. So it's not about Champions League. It's about the guy feels that this is what I deserve to earn. 300,000 for a week for a keeper is a lot of money. So you have to really be sure of your financials. And Chelsea right now, the module I believe that the owners are doing is to make the team competitive and make a lot of money for the players. They're not really out for the trophies from the way they are operating, because the way they are selling players within 1 year or 2 years is going to make it difficult for that team to gel over a long period. Okay, so let's look at the game again.
We didn't hear from Chima.
Yeah, I want to ask Chima, before we move on, let's read a few comments from our viewers right there. We have Uche in their place, excited to see what Fulham will do. Yes, okay. John is back again. Good evening, sir. Choma, you say, why am I not here? Yeah, Choma, Chima just asked after you. You're going to be here soon. Choma says, Chelsea fans, calm down. No. John says, Chelsea has the money, so they should spend it to get what they want. We'll see. Choma says they can buy anyone. Chima, okay, you heard what we're talking about. What do you think about this conversation about Chelsea paying over the odds for Donnarumma? And secondly, I know you don't have too much time with us today. Or like if you mentioned, having seen Fulham this season and even last season as well, how do you think this game is going to pan out?
You know, Fulham is a team that is unpredictable. From time to time, they will sprinkle surprises. But my joy, though, is that the Chelsea of this season is not that push and follow Chelsea we had last season. We have what I consider little attack force. Just any chance, if we have 10 chances, I can beat my chest that will score 9 with that attack lineup. You know, anytime near, not even close chances that comes to Pedro, I consider it a goal. If it comes to Gustav, I consider it a goal. Even Glitton is not, he's not. You can't rate him in the likes of the way I see him play. I cannot see him and look him to be Jackson. So my joy is that whatever Fulham brings, this is not that Chelsea that are unpredictable. This Chelsea is, make sure you take your chances with them, because they're going to take with you. Chelsea is like Asian day Brazilian team. They probably don't have a good defense, but definitely they're going to score you 10. If you score them 5, that's okay. So that is why I'm not, in as much as I'm still concerned with if he's concerns, I still believe that whatever is the case, if we're scoring 5 and they're scoring 2, we're making headway. So I'm not bothered about our game with Fulham this weekend. I only concerned about what Arsenal will do. How they're gonna feel the pressure on their own side. That's my happiness.
That's how we feel.
Fulham traveling to Stamford Bridge. How do you think this game is going to pan out?
Well, I expect a tough game. I expect a tough game for Chelsea, but I expect a Chelsea win because of the form that they are in right now. Because Chelsea have improved considerably compared to last season, and Fulham are about at the same place that they were last season in terms of beefing up their squad, in terms of the materials they have available. Anthony Robinson, who I thought was one of their best players, isn't starting for them now. They're starting Sessegnon ahead of him, which I found quite strange. So maybe his form has gone down a bit. I don't know what's going on. But Fulham are like Crystal Palace. They are a solid side, well organized. Everybody has their role. They know what to do. But the firepower isn't there like it was last season. They haven't really improved. They haven't added players, and I think they probably will add players within the next 4 or 5 days. So that's where I would say Chelsea will have an edge because Chelsea have beefed up their squad. Attack is clicking much better. Chima mentioned that Pedro gets a chance. If Pedro was a one chance one goal player, how come he hasn't scored up to 15 goals since he started playing in the Premier League? But now he has just joined Chelsea. He has become a one chance one goal striker. But anyways, they have players that will hurt you at any point in time. But Chelsea should watch it because what I'm seeing, Nkunku right now just left for AC Milan. This guy, Jackson, is likely going to head to Bayern Munich. And I hear that Xabi Simon is in London, but Tottenham just bid 80-something million euro for him as of today. So Chelsea will need to, they are letting a lot of players go. They will need to make sure to replace those players because the likes of João Pedro, Estevao has shown in his first game, you can see the ability is there, but this is his first season. You don't want to put all your hopes on an 18 or 19-year-old boy from Brazil that's playing his first season. You want to make sure you have adequate, players there in case any of those guys hit a bad patch or gets injured, that kind of stuff. But I expect Chelsea, for every game they play this season, I expect Chelsea to have the potential to win it. Actually, I think they're a contender for the league title.
Yes, I hear you guys. Like, one thing I would say, obviously, I agree with the fact that Chelsea are very strong going forward. But I still have my reservation. Like Ugo mentioned, Pedro is a player I like. I describe him as a terrific player, but for me, he's not a prolific striker. So Chima saying that he's one chance, one goal, I don't agree with that, but he's a terrific footballer. He can score goals, but not as a prolific striker, and he can play football as well. And he works hard for that front three. That's one thing that Chelsea probably will not lose with letting Jackson go if he eventually leaves, because Pedro as well works very hard. Pedro, Neto, on his day can torment any defense, but I don't see him as a very consistent. He's not a week in, week out top performance 7/10 player. Sometimes he gives you 4/10, and some other days he gives you 9/10. So that consistency might not be there. And on the right side, the Stanford, like Ugu mentioned, is a new player. He looks very excited in the first game last weekend, provided they go until Kupama comes back. We'll see how that right side is going to shape up. In the midfield, Chelsea are really strong. Caicedo is one of the best as you can get right now. And Enzo has started to play his role eventually. So yeah, in that department, Chelsea looked very good. But Fulham is not a team that you can write off. They can spawn you anytime. Defensively, Chelsea have issues, and not just their back four, even their keeper. Like I always say, there's always going to be a Sanchez moment. So give and take, this game can easily be a draw. But Chelsea winning it is not going to supposed to surprise anybody. They have what it takes to win this game, and we'll see how that's going to pan out. If you have just a few words, let's move to the next game. United versus...
Obviously, what are you saying? First is first, although you forget that Chelsea is in the hunt to sign Garnacho. So it's not like we're letting players in and we're not trying to recoup. We're actively trying to get Garnacho to come and bluster up that attack. Then obviously the like Chima said, yeah, the thing with Neto is this: he has that creativity. Yeah, sometimes he goes in and out of the game and all of that, but that's football. It happens, But I don't think, as a Chelsea fan, even the betting odds, the bookmakers would always give Chelsea this weekend's game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I feel.
Okay, guys, we'll move to the next one. Is there any comment from our viewers out there? Firmino just came in. Firmino just came in. And guys, before we continue, we're going to have 3 games this weekend that if you predict them correctly, their scores, you win your club jersey. So keep an eye to the end of this show. We're going to give you those 3 games. If you get the scoreline correctly, then you will win a jersey of your club.